Good morning moment, St. Andrews. My name is Nathan Donaldson. I'm the Director of Hospitality and serve our missions department here. Hey, I have always been struck by the life of David and that he is such a source of reality, as he was a flawed man and came from no credentials, as many people that God used so mightily in scriptures was. He was a shepherd boy, literally a boy picked by God to become the anointed king of Israel. And yet he also had a great heart for God. He worshiped God with all of his being. And then on the flip side, he had great sin in his life and great errors in judgment, and yet he had a heart that was repentant. And that I find real solace in, as my life has had many ups and downs, and I definitely feel the callousness of my heart in many areas that God continues to have to work in me. So David, if you'll remember back, still a shepherd, goes out to the desert where the Israeli army is across the valley from the Philistines, and Goliath is there, a giant, calling out and mocking the people of Israel. And the interesting thing is David goes out there, and he is the only one who really mentions and talks about God in the midst of this. The army didn't, and the soldiers didn't mention God in the midst of this dilemma. His brothers didn't, that he was going out to take some food to, and just to see how they were doing for his father. And yet he goes to King Saul and he says that this God will deliver him from the hand of the Philistines. He discusses no one else but God. The others don't mention God. He discusses no one else but God. It's a God focus versus a giant focus. And if I can say, there are many things that are giants in our lives, from addictions to employment to health or loss of employment, all kinds of things that are real challenges that we face. And many times we face the giant and not the God that can battle that giant for us. If I can take you to Psalm 18, verses 20 through 24. In the Message, the Message version really speaks to me. This, as you may know, Psalm 18 is a recap of a psalm that was in 2 Samuel that David uses later on as he is saved from his enemies. And he is also saved from Saul, who turned on him and tried to kill him numerous times. So just listen to these words from Psalm 18. God made my life complete when I placed all the pieces before him. When I got my act together, he gave me a fresh start. Now I'm alert to God's ways. I don't take God for granted. Every day I review the ways he works. I try not to miss a trick. I feel put back together, and I'm watching my steps. God rewrote the text of my life when I opened the book of my heart to his eyes. Great word usage there. When I opened the book of my heart to his eyes, he wrote the text of my life. That is my great hope, and I hope yours as well, that this God, this great God, cares individually for you and me. So go have a great day today in the knowledge of God's love and grace in your life.